Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video I have a mystery unboxing. It's different than most of the mystery unboxings though because these all came from Ethereal. So this was a package that I had been looking forward to for a really long time. She had a huge release of mystery bundles. She had 3 different kinds, plus she had her normal release. I forget what this one was called. I think it was the Monarch Collection. Yeah, so I got 2 from the Monarch Collection, and then this one I'm not too sure if it's from the collection. It doesn't say. It might have been like a color of the month or something along those lines, but this has got to be one of the biggest orders, if not the biggest order that I've placed with Ethereal. So like I said, I was really excited to get this one in the mail. On that side note, I have been having an issue with our mailbox for the last week and a half. Going on 2 weeks actually on Saturday. Long story short, someone busted up all of the mailboxes at the end of our street, so I've been having to pick up my mail at the post office, and this was the one that I had to make 2 trips to check on to get it. So I finally have it in my hands to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and dig in. As always, when I have mysteries that I'm revealing, I will go ahead and put spoiler warnings before I showcase the mysteries. That way, if you don't want them spoiled for you, you don't have to watch that portion of it. But let's go ahead and see the 3 that I got that weren't mysteries. The first one is this orange shimmer polish. This one is called Sleepy Orange, and this is a really beautiful summery orange shimmer. It is somewhat of like a tangerine color. You've got a bunch of shimmer going on as well. See that bright gold? In person, that gold is actually a bit on the green side, and underneath it in extreme angles, I almost want to say I see a blue, like an aqua popping up. This is one that would have made a beautiful one for summer. I'm already sort of gearing up for fall, even though currently today we are on day 2 of a heat wave here in the Pacific Northwest. So we're still in summer. I might just have to add this to my rack and see if I can't get it on my nails, but it is a beautiful, beautiful orange. This is it in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Look at that beautiful shift. Most of the polish in this haul is 3 coaters, although a few colors did have potential to be 2 coaters, although I did end up coming back with a 3rd for most of them. So this one was beautiful in 3 coats. Look at the gorgeous warm shift going on there. Yeah, definitely a beautiful summer bright color. I think I might even want this particular kind of color over an undie or a visible nail line blurring base coat. That way it is as opaque as possible on my skin tone. For myself, I like these oranges and peaches and corals to be a bit more opaque on my skin tone, but really, really beautiful. So we'll have to see if I can't get that one on my nails sooner rather than later. When I have my fall rack set up, it's probably going to have my deeper pumpkin orange shades, but really looking forward to those colors as well. In any case, this one was called Sleepy Orange. The next polish is a stunning flaky balm. This one is called Flutter. And this one, well, is a huge flaky balm. Look at the huge flakies in there. You've got gorgeous shifts going on, packed with flakies, just absolutely gorgeous. The deeper tone of this polish doesn't exactly come out on the nail, but it is a beautiful sort of a tinged base. This is it in 3 coats. Look at all the shimmer. You see those flakies popping in a blue on the nail, and then that shimmer in warmer tones. Gold, green, and orange, a little bit of red. This one definitely has a squishy formula. You want that when you have this much flakies and shimmer, but it's absolutely gorgeous. For this tone of polish, I usually don't mind it a bit on the sheer side, but sometimes what I'll do to sort of give it a slight boost is use somewhat of a tinted base coat underneath it. So maybe not exactly a blurring base coat, but something like the Quixotic purple, oh, I forgot what it's called. Hang on. Well, Quixotic has a purple one that I can't find, but something like this would work as well. This one's from Cuticula. This one is their Mic Drop base coat, and it's just a slightly tinted formulation that gives your nails a little bit of tint. I mean, just the slightest bit of tint. And I've noticed that using this underneath a squishy formula like this does sort of help give it a more opaque feel without being fully opaque. So in any case, this is a beautiful flaky polish. Really, really gorgeous. So that one was Flutter. The next one is a deeper shimmer shade. This one is Thinking of Blue, and like I said, it doesn't have the Monarch Collection listed on it, so I'm not sure if this one was like a color of the month or something along those lines, but this is a deeper shade of more like a cerulean blue, absolutely loaded with that shifting shimmer. You see the red to green to gold. Very, very strong in this one. I love the particle sizes as well. And as always, I love the contrasting shimmer to this kind of a base. Eventually I'll have to come back and do some comparisons of this color family as well, because again, this type of polish speaks to me quite often, so I'm sure I have a number of polishes to compare. But look at that green pop up there, and that just amazing. So this is it in 3 coats. You have that beautiful red flash, very, very prominent here on the nail. You can see the gold and green popping up as well, although the green I don't see popping too much on camera, but I definitely see it in person. Beautiful color there. So that last non-mystery was Thinking of Blue. All right, so just in case you were seeing, you could see my sweater in a heat wave, I know. With AC on in the office as it had been, it was a bit warm, so I did have a sweater on. So just so you aren't wondering where my sweater all of a sudden disappeared to, if it was visible, the AC is off and it is warming up in this room. So just a side note. Okay, so we're getting into these mysteries. I got 1 bag of the pink, that was the Morpho mysteries. I got 2 of the purple, these were the Monarch mysteries, and 2 of the blue, and those were the Glasswing mysteries. So I'm going to go ahead and say the names of all of them. That way you can make an informed decision about whether or not you want them spoiled or not. So the Morphos that I have are Candy Wings and Black Cherry Butterfly. The Monarch mysteries that I have are Astral Butterfly, Duskwing, Malachite, and Rosetta. And then the Glasswing mysteries that I have are Thistle, Viceroy, Wood Nymph, and Wishes. So if you don't want to see any of those spoiled just yet, skip to the end where I do an overall review. I'll put the timestamp down in the description below. That way you can skip to the end to the overview, or I'll just see you in the next video. All right, so spoiler warnings have been laid out. We're going into the mysteries. All right, one at a time here. Also, can we just take a note and say how beautiful the bags are that she put these in? These are like a faux suede with these beautiful twisted satin cords. I mean, these are perfectly reusable and just absolutely gorgeous. Love these. So these are the 2 that I got for the Morpho mysteries. I think I could have gotten a second bag for this one as well, but I was already at an obscene amount for one order, so I was trying to behave and only order 1 of the shimmer shade, and I kind of wish I'd ordered a second one anyways. But in any case, the first one that I got from the Morpho mysteries is this one called Candy Wings. This is an absolute stunning shimmer shade. You have this light, almost cornflower blue shade, full of a glass fleck shimmer. You've got the red to green to gold. Look at that glow. You've got that bright green and gold at the edge with red on the face. This one is very ethereal on the nail, very fitting for the brand. I absolutely love this one. This is it in 3 coats. It does have a more translucent formulation, so if you don't want it to be sheer on the nail, I would suggest a visible blurring base coat, but as you can see, you definitely see my nail underneath it. But it's absolutely gorgeous. This kind of polish can look stunning on the nails. Look at the shifts. In person, I'm seeing green and gold and orange. I think you're seeing pretty much all the shades on camera at certain angles. Just so beautiful, slightly almost frosty, but not in the typical frosty way. It's frosty in the shimmer way, if that makes any sense, and it's just beautiful. So that first mystery shade was Candy Wings. The next mystery from the Morpho mystery bags was Black Cherry Butterfly. This was one of the polishes that could potentially be a 2-coater depending on your application, but this is a really pretty deep pink leaning red loaded with this larger particled shimmer. You have red to green to gold, and in certain angles this base is almost more like a deep mulberry. It's really, really beautiful. Look at that shift to red. Yeah, just at certain angles you see the pink coming through. Oh, and look at there, almost an aqua in that green popping up towards the edge of the bottle. And I think at that angle you can sort of see what I'm talking about, the mulberry sort of popping there. So this is it in 3 coats. Very, very juicy. Black cherry definitely is a great descriptor for this. This is with a glossy top coat as well. And I mean, just look at that shimmering glow. Absolutely gorgeous. I've been very into this kind of polish too, so this is perfect to receive as a mystery, so very happy with that one. So that was Black Cherry Butterfly. On to the first mystery bag that I got 2 of. These are the Monarch Mysteries. This first one is Astral Butterfly, and this one is a big flaky bomb as well in a very light purple. The base on this one doesn't really provide a ton of color, but you do have a bunch of flakies. These are in shades of blue, like an indigo and aqua. Then you have a shimmer particle as well with some more shifts. I think this one is also like a red to green to gold in a larger particle size, maybe even a micro glitter, because you definitely see it speckled throughout with those flakies. This is it in 3 coats. You have that beautiful ethereal look on the nail, absolutely jam-packed full of those flakies, and so many shifts going on. Again, you almost get that frosted look, but again, not a pearl frost, more of a flaky or shimmer frost, and it's so, so pretty. This one I feel like in 3 coats, really long nails might still have some visible nail line if you've got like stiletto length nails, because this one is somewhat of a squishy base as well. You're getting most of that color from the flakies, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I think that's one of my favorites from the mysteries. So this one is Astral Butterfly. The next one is another one that I think some people might be able to get away with 2 coats depending on your application, and this one is Dusk Wing. This one is a really deep, juicy purple with tints of blue, and I can't quite tell if that's just the base that shifts or if it is the flakies in it that make it lean a bit blue. Then you have a beautiful glass fleck sized shimmer in here. It's absolutely gorgeous, amazing composition here. I mean, look at the blue of those flakies against that deeper base. Really, really gorgeous. So this is it in 3 coats. Like I said, I think some people might get away with just the 2, but I had some streakiness going on, I think, because of some of the larger flakies that I was getting on the nail. So I did come back with a 3rd coat just to even things out. But look how deep and vampy this turned out. Really gorgeous. I love all the colors that you're seeing. It's not as spectacularly shifty, but you do get that glow from the flakies. Hopefully some of that blue is coming up. I think you can see it there. Adds a stunning glow to the nail. So that one was Dusk Wing. The second bag had this green in it. This one is called Malachite, and this is a grassy green jelly loaded with flakies and that same particle size shimmer that was in a couple of these mysteries. That's that red speckle that you're seeing throughout. That one has a shift to green, which I don't think you're going to see very much because it is in a green jelly base, but those flakies have a beautiful shift to them. You can definitely see that red shimmer in here. This is it in 3 coats. This is another one that does maintain rather a squishy base, so if you wanted this to be opaque when you wear it, I would suggest a blurring base coat or using it as a 1-coat topper over some other colors. This one I wasn't the most excited about. This particular shade of green isn't necessarily my favorite. It is pretty, it's just it's not one that I probably would have picked out for myself, this exact shade of green. I think I would have preferred the shade of green to be more along the lines of Malachite, kind of like this one in its depth, so maybe a deeper, darker green. But I also don't really wear those very often, so I guess greens just aren't really my favorite color family, but this is really pretty. The flakies in it are gorgeous, so if you're a green lover, this is a great one, but that one was Malachite. The next one was actually a surprise favorite of this cluster here and probably a favorite of the entire haul. Spoiler. This one is Rosetta, and this is a pink flaky balm. And what I absolutely love about this one is the type of flakies that are in here. You have this almost mylar effect, so they bounce back a lot of reflective color. You have golds and pinks, greens and yellows. They're very, very reflective. Not like a reflective glitter, but just they bounce back a lot of color. As you can see there, they just sort of glow back at you, all in a beautiful like starburst pink jelly base. You can see the sort of peachy orange here, and then towards that edge of the bottle you've got that green. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you guys have to see her. Hang on. So this is my happy Willa. Yeah, you being a happy girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You be nice and quiet today, except now you all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second. Yeah. Such a happy girl. Yeah. Such a happy girl. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I had Olivia in one of my more recent videos, and this is Willa, who you guys probably hear a lot more often chatting in the background, because she likes to be in the room a bit more frequently than some of the other kitties. She is one of our feral rescues. So we found pregnant mama kitty right at the beginning of 2020, and Willa is one of the kittens that she had in her second litter because she actually got out because all of the vets were closed and no one would fix her. So Willa was the runt of her second litter that she had when we were taking care of her. A lot of her kittens had tail issues or tail abnormalities. So Willa actually only has like a pint-sized tail. That's it. That's her tail. It's a little nubbins. It actually has a sort of a club shape at the end. But yeah, happy girl, huh? Little chatterbug. So that's who you're seeing in the background. Little Miss Willa, who's very, very happy right now. All right, so this is Rosetta in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. On the nail, what I really like about this one is it just has so many more shifts than you thought in the bottle. In the bottle, you sort of see mostly the pink jelly, but when it's on your nails, you've got this blue and purple that sort of pop up, and it's shifty. You see a lot more of the teal depending on the lighting, so the teal in those flakies really pops. I think you can see that better when it's not against my nail. This one too has somewhat of a metallic sheen to it because of those flakies, and it's just so gorgeous. I can't quite get it in the right lighting in camera frame, but it's really, really gorgeous. Like I said, it was a surprise favorite of all of the polishes from the mysteries, and it's definitely one I want to get on my nails. This one is going to be very, very fun to wear. As with a lot of these flaky type polishes, it does have that squishy formula, so if it bothers you to have visible nail line, I would suggest either a visible nail line blurring base coat or something like this that we talked about that's ever so slightly tinted, so you give yourself a pinch of something to put this over. But an absolutely gorgeous one that I'm very, very excited to try and wear. So that one was Rosetta. And that was the last in the Monarch mysteries. Now on to our Glasswing mysteries. So we got 2 of those bags as well. The first one has this green called Thistle, and this is a very interesting shade of green. I should say that formula-wise, I think what these mystery descriptor groups were called, Morpho was shimmer, the Monarch was flaky, and the Glasswing was hollow. So this one is hollow. It is a squishy green base. This one's not quite grass green. It's a bit more dusty than that. You do have that very strong shimmery shift in here from red to green to gold, plus all the hollow. This one's a little bit more up my alley as far as the shade of green. Still not my favorite go-to color family, but it is really, really pretty. This is it in 3 coats. I think you can see that gorgeous hollow flare to it. As you can see, this one did maintain a translucent finish, so it would probably make a really good topper over a lot of different colors. Give yourself the flash of the shifting shimmer and of that green hollow. Look at that flare. And there it is against just my skin, so you don't see any of the glitter from my nails through. But look at that red sheen. Very strong. So that mystery was Thistle. The next one was the only one that was a 2-coater for me. This one was Viceroy, at least I think that's what that is. This is a very strong holographic, full of a glass fleck sized shimmer particle. And the base of this is somewhere between like a steel blue and a pinch of purple. Yes, I hear you, Willa. You're just so happy. This one is very, very beautiful. I will have to do some comparisons of my other very strong silvered family of hollows. I have a lot that are tinted ever so slightly in one particular color family or another, blues, purples, light greens, things like that. So we'll have to see how they compare. But this one is a gorgeous formulation. This is it in 2 coats, and I mean, just look at that hollow. That is spectacular. And you can see that red within the hollow. That's that shimmer popping up. Just stunning. So I think this one might be another favorite. That one is Viceroy. Next up, we have a rather intriguing shade. This one is called Wood Nymph, and this one is really hard to pinpoint what I would call this. It's kind of a brown, but it's kind of a green. You've got this shifting shimmer in there that shifts from a red to green to gold, a little bit of aqua as well. I think you're mainly seeing like the red to bronze to green. But in person, I can definitely see a gold with a pinch of aqua at the edges, at the extreme angles. And then the base, like I said, it's really hard to pinpoint what this might be. I'm leaning towards a very light, like taupe color. But mainly what you're going to see is that shimmer in this color. So you can kind of see what I mean on the wand there. Sort of that dusty, taupey, almost green leaning taupe. This is it in 3 coats. Again, the shimmer in this one is super strong. You can see the red to green to gold shift very, very prominently. On the nail, it's definitely that taupey coloration, but again, I almost feel like you've got that pinch of like a swampy pond green somewhere in here. It's not just a straight up neutral color. So very, very interesting and pretty unique to my collection. I think this would make a really beautiful, almost neutral fall shade because it is dusty. Then you have the fall colors in the shimmer, and it's a really unique base. Like I said, very, very unique. So again, that one was Wood Nymph. And then the last mystery in the Glasswing mystery bags was Wishes. Unlike the other ones that have the linear holographic, this one has the scattered holographic flakies in a really beautiful, like midnight bright blurple with a strong shimmer as well. This one looks absolutely stunning in the bottle. I will say it's a bit more sheer on the nail than I was expecting from the bottle. So personally, I would wear this over a matching undie or something to give you an opaque base for the rest of this to bounce off of. This is it in 3 coats. It is very, very glowy, and I love the hollow flakies. Hollow flakies are one of my favorite components to see in a nail polish. It just didn't turn out as opaque on the nail as I was thinking it would for this type of polish. But look at that glow. And the flakies. Very, very pretty. That one was Wishes. All right, back to the video. All right, so that was our mysteries. Let me know down below if you ordered any of these mystery bags and which ones you got if you did. As always, thanks for hanging out with me and watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.